on up and have some fun.
Oh, you already? How you be going live? It's just ADHD.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one, right?
Me.
Great.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great round. Gonna be a great one. Hey, Joell, how you doing?
Hey,
What's going on?
not much, man.
Hey, Sam, what's happening, man?
What up? Episode 62. We in there.
62, yeah, no.
You know.
What you was over there playing, Joell?
Oh, I was just tuning
make sure
up.
the keys right. Make sure the
Getting in
strings
tune. Miss Joell Regal in here with us tonight. Barbershop Stores, episode 62. And we're gonna do it like this.
Cruising down the
Turn
street and not see folk. Yep.
Y'all heard her getting in tune, so y'all might be getting a selection later on. She said she gonna bless us with a little treat later on. Musical treat, that is. So what's
Yep.
going on?
Not much.
Man, I'm feeling the, you know what I'm saying, the fit, you know what I'm saying, with the
Thank
beads.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, what time it is?
I'm glad y'all didn't talk about me. I thought y'all were gonna talk about me when I came in.
Nah, we weren't gonna break out
Sleeves.
cracking on you. That's doing business out.
Yeah. Yeah, why would we talk about you?
Resident comedian now, he
Because of my
might hit you
sleeves.
with a couple of them.
I wouldn't dare.
My daughter
wouldn't,
said
yeah.
something about him. I was like, oh Lord, I'm about to get cracked on.
Nah,
Yeah. Well, Joell, you know, we usually do like a semi-lengthy intro, but we just gonna say episode 62, Barbershop Stores, the podcast. Now over to you, Joell. So, Joell, you know, I met you a couple years ago, you know what I'm saying, just watching what you do. And you rarely see people that's singing and doing live music now. I see you doing your Sage Sundays, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Sage Sundays, on Sunday. Yeah, I check you out
I'll
on
be better
that.
than
Yeah,
this
9
week
o'clock.
myself.
Yeah, check you out on that. Been seeing you moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? This is a young lady that's responsible for the song Because I'm Black, or I'm Black, rather. You know what I'm
So
saying?
black.
So black, her too.
all
of them black.
All on black.
All of them black though. You know what I'm saying? This is a young lady that's responsible for it, you know, and I'm excited for her and took the time out of schedule. Because right now she's shooting hook at work to be here. She could have been anywhere. At work. Hopefully her folks ain't watching. At least check out the replay. And she here. And she here. Yeah, she be here every night. Want help set up and everything. Want. But yeah. So Joell, where you want to start with you? Joell Regal, the person. Joell Regal, the artist. Joell Regal, the killer. Joell Regal, the lover. Joell Regal, the fighter. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Who is this
Killer.
woman that everyone shall speak of her? Who is this woman?
If I kill anybody, it will be with love.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey.
I literally have a song called "Kill You with Love." That's
Boom,
crazy.
you can see how that, you see how the universe just
That
gets
is so crazy.
Boom.
But yes, so I mean, people I guess know me as Joell Regal, the artist, singer, songwriter. Joell Regal, the mother.
Well, you got
but-
children?
Yes,
Okay.
I have a daughter.
Okay.
Hey, Jersey.
Is she over 12?
No, she's 10.
Oh, you got children, man. They children. You know that? They children, they turn
No.
12, they plural.
As long as you got to
12.
tote them around.
Yeah, right. Right.
But so yeah, but I mean, I guess what people don't know me as is Joell, you know, the daughter, the niece, the hard worker, the cook, the home chef, I guess you could say.
Oh, you can cook?
Mhm.
You fine? Okay, all right.
I mean, according to what other people say, I don't like to toot my own
Like
horn.
what
but
other people say. I
other
mean,
people love
They
my
say it
food.
good.
but you got to be
Yeah.
the first fan to even let them try it. So if somebody said, hey, Joell, look, we invite you to dinner tonight. We want you to bring your best dish. What would it be? Macaroni excluded. But you know niggas can make macaroni. All niggas think they found macaroni. Macaroni
Think
excluded.
about it. Everybody ain't
You
found
gonna
it.
set it off with what dish? Damn, that's two. That's two.
It's so because I'm thinking of so many different ones, but I'm going.
So it's more than one.
I mean, yes.
should be
People
that.
have favorites.
Is that okay? All right.
But can it be a dessert?
I mean, if that's what you gonna bring,
Because I'll have to say my pumpkin doodles.
pumpkin doodles.
That's a new
They're yeah.
You
they're
grew up in
huge
North
hit.
Pelham, then. Yeah, I ain't heard no goddamn pumpkin doodle. But I mean, now you know I
Said
gotta
I'm
ask.
from Homewood.
I gotta ask you what pumpkin. I mean, what's a pumpkin doodle?
Okay, but let me tell you something
Yeah.
though. That's how our people feel. I experience that every time I first tell somebody what they are.
You
However,
feeling it now?
I have won over every pumpkin hater that I've given it to.
Hold on.
Every last one of
Hold on. We're not pumpkin haters.
I wanna hear
I
what
just
they
don't
made
know
up
what it
of.
is.
Okay.
If you will enlighten
Yes,
us and the viewing audience what a pumpkin doodle is.
Okay. A pumpkin doodle is basically a pumpkin cream cheese stuffed snickerdoodle.
So you
got a
actually
It
use
is
pumpkin?
good.
Because, you know, we generally eat sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm,
so
and
you
I'm the
actually
same
use
way.
pumpkin.
But I actually use pumpkin.
Okay.
But you can't tell. It's like you're going to forget the fact that there's pumpkin in it.
I don't know if I ever tasted real pumpkin pie.
Excuse me, sir. What is a snickerdoodle?
Okay. So a
You got a lot of
snickerdoodle.
doodles on. You got a lot of doodling over
I mean,
there.
that's how the name pumpkin
Okay.
doodle came about. But a snickerdoodle, I came up with that. A snickerdoodle cookie is basically like a sugar cookie, but with cinnamon and sugar on top. And yeah, it's really good. It's a cinnamony kind of sugar cookie.
Well, I just learned something there. Okay, so you come to the house, you gonna bring the snickerdoodle.
I learned that
Okay.
before.
I'll bring, you know what? I'll bring y'all some pumpkin
Yeah,
doodles, and y'all can try for
now, honestly, that
yourselves.
was my next thing to say. If you would, I would be so gracious if you brought a sample of it by here, meaning the whole pie, because I'm sure Sonny wanted 3 pieces.
Make mine with sweet potato.
Quarter.
No,
Well,
you
well, you know, but
pumpkin.
I'm gonna try.
well, I mean, well,
I'm
the
messing with
doodles. She's gonna bring us some doodles.
I'm gonna try.
Can the pumpkin
It's gonna be like a
be
versus.
a versus like a snickerdoodle against a
Pumpkin doodle.
That'd be cute.
And then we get,
But that wouldn't really be fair because, I mean, the snickerdoodle is a part of the pumpkin doodle.
So they run together.
So yeah. So if you can't really match up a snickerdoodle with a pumpkin
It's just a
doodle,
hyped
when-
up sugar cookie, basically the real snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
So you using the ingredients that they put on the cookie on the pumpkin.
No. I mean, I make
Okay, I'm wrong.
snickerdoodle dough, and then you actually put the pumpkin mixture inside of the snickerdoodle
Okay.
dough.
I hear you.
She changing the world one doodle at a time.
It sounds good. It sounds fine.
That's it.
Make mine with sweet potato.
Hold
Hey, I mean,
So I can imagine
on.
those are good.
I'm telling you.
Those are good.
So make sure she knows when I bring them.
If it's a
And he
dessert,
said
I'll try.
I'm changing the world one snickerdoodle at a time. Let me tell you, a part of at the end of my artist bio, I say I'm changing the world one listener at a time.
look at that. The universe just working in the room, man.
I've
First
been
it's
doing that homework.
about killing
Don't
folks.
slide 'em on the
killing
homework.
stuff.
Yeah, he said he's been researching.
Been doing that homework.
Okay, well that's what's up. That's what's up. So Joell the cook, Joell the mother. You said your young lady's 10. Okay, well that's what's happening. So I guess as far as with what you do in entertainment, doodling, working, being a mom and all that, how is that challenging for you in being in entertainment as well?
Wow.
How is that challenging?
Long days, sleepless nights.
It's crazy you even just asked me that because I was just thinking about that
The
when I was
universe
at
is
work
in the-
before.
Like you think the universe is in the world?
Like before I came here, I was at work and I was thinking, it can get overwhelming, honestly. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's always fun to juggle a lot. But I think what keeps me doing it is I feel like I'm never gonna have more on me than I can take, and because I feel like it's just a part of my journey as far as where I am in my life right now and with what I'm trying to accomplish. I have to go hard now so that I won't always have to go so hard.
Yeah.
And I just believe that it's going to pay off as long as I just don't stop. So it's not always easy. Like you said, long days, sleepless nights,
Short
tears,
nights,
exhaustion. But the reward is, you know, yeah. The reward is I see some, you know, even I feel like I'm already successful in a sense. I've seen the payoff and I've had, you know, wins that have made it worth it. So I just got to keep pushing.
Okay. So that's what's up. So what was the inspiration to even getting in it? You know, everything got a beginning. The alpha, I ain't gonna say the omega, but the alpha, everything got the alpha. So, you know, coming from a young lady, you know, with a young lady or before the young lady. Did you start the music before your daughter? Okay, so what got you into it? What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna do music?
I've always had a musical background. So my introduction to music was in elementary school. I think I was in first or second grade, and our
That's around this little light of mine time right there. Oh, yeah. Shit made me want to sing too. I ain't even lie.
Yeah, I mean,
I still
for
remember
real.
the song.
Very early. And so our school at the time, my elementary school hadn't had a choir director, and all of a sudden they had a choir director, and she was very serious about her craft, and she made us audition as little babies to be in her choir. And I auditioned and I got in the choir, and from there I loved it so much that I started singing choir in church, and then eventually, like around 5th grade, I played my first instrument, which was violin.
So it was school, choir at school first before church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's an interesting arrangement. Usually the other way around for most people.
Yeah.
Church used to be the first place, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people sing it.
I think I didn't know I really had an interest in singing until then. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't on my radar until I did it at school. And the fact that I auditioned and got it was just like, oh, wow, you know. And so it was, I just wanted to keep it going after that. And then I started playing violin, like I said, 5th grade, started playing piano, I think in 5th or 6th grade. And also in 6th grade, started playing B-flat, alto, and bass clarinets. And so I started with music and it just kind of kept going. Then in college, I started playing cello and got into more classical piano and started taking lessons at Birmingham Southern when I got to high school. And so it was just always there. And one day I realized, like, okay, I've always been a writer. Like, I started going to young authors conferences around the same age, about 2nd grade, and teachers started really acknowledging my writing. And I just realized, how come I never put the two together? Like, I've been playing instruments my whole life, I've been writing my whole life. Why am I not creating songs and singing? And so I bought a guitar and decided to learn how to play guitar just so I could start writing songs.
So all those different instruments and things that you ventured off to, are you still currently involved with all those instruments, or just kind of here now?
No, not all of them. I remember in middle school, someone stole my clarinet, and I was using the school's alto and bass clarinet.
Kiki got that clarinet
And
too.
so, and probably still got it to this day.
Kiki got that clarinet. I just want to. It's too late. It's what they call it. The time of you can process or prosecute for it is over. So it was Kiki.
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Yeah, statute of limitations. It was Kiki.
Yeah, but
Joell, Big E say he can't hear you, so he wants you to speak a little louder and clearer, I guess,
okay.
a little louder. So
Sorry.
She put
he
on
said
that.
you talking kind of soft. You got the inside voice.
She put on that neo soul voice. She don't put talk loud. You gotta put your ear to the phone.
My bad.
He said he want to hear ya.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
And then too, E, if you're on Facebook and you have a problem listening, We can you can go to YouTube. Go to comedic narrator, just search Benny Mac and go to that page. You can watch it live on there. The audio might be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? If you having listening problems.
We got you, Big E.
Back to you, Joell.
What was that?
We was somebody retouching some of the instruments.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I after that happened where she stole my clarinet and I went on to high school, I just let the clarinets go because I didn't have my own of any of them at that point. And when I got to high school, it became all about the orchestra and I wanted to play cello. And so again, I was using the school's instrument. And when I graduated from high school, went on to college, didn't even pick the cello back up. But the piano I've stuck with for the most part. And then I picked up the guitar. I took a guitar class in college for one semester, and I hated it. And then I didn't buy the guitar and try to learn until about 10 years ago, somewhere around
What age
there.
did you start the piano?
When I was in 5th or 6th grade.
Started early on a lot of them.
That's cool.
And I still play piano. As a matter of fact, I started taking lessons again with Amon Miles. She has a music school called Pianistry in Bessemer.
Yeah.
So y'all check her out.
Yeah.
But
Miles.
Amon, AHMUN.
Now you ain't one of them folks play the piano, can't play nothing, but I need love kind of. You know that. I
So that
know.
was a classic.
What's
right?
interesting though is, that's what I played growing up was classical music. Piano was classical, cello of course was classical.
I Need Love was
and
classical.
I was in like the concert band when I was playing the B flat and the alto and bass clarinets, and so that was classical music. What made me want to take lessons again in piano was I felt kind of stuck because I grew up reading music with piano. So it was hard for me to just be able to sit down at the piano and just come up with something when I was so used to being shown what to play. But with guitar, it's the complete opposite. I learned how to play guitar by creating my own music. And so I do all that by ear mostly. I know the name of a few chords, but most of the chords I play, I have no idea what I'm playing. And so it was like, how do I blend this together and make it make sense in my head, because I'm on both sides of the spectrum, and that's one of the reasons why I started back going to lessons for piano.
That's what's up. Well, you know that's interesting though, because you know when I tell this little piece, folks be thinking I be lying, but I'm an instrument player myself. Live music kind of done left for real. You know what I'm saying? I used to play the baritone, I used to play the violin, I used to play the French horn. Now the French horn I was the deepest end. I used to play solo and all that shit.
Can you see him holding the French horn? I can see that.
Rap up in that hole. Right. You know what I'm saying? You see this, Joell? You see that? I still got it. You know what I'm saying? I still got it.
What you playing right now?
That's French horn. It might be turned backward. But see, in actually,
what you say?
Hey, a roll phone.
Flip phone or something.
See, I talked to Sherlock. So that's the reference point about finding me one, because I hosted a show for him back early this year, and I told him, I was like, look, I'm going to get back into it, because when I go on the stage at the end of the show, or throughout the show, I'm going to break that French horn out. I'm telling you how to chew.
So you still know how to play
I'm telling you, huh?
You still know how to play it.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. Like, I haven't played it in a while, true, but for me to order one, I got to be serious. And then just think, you playing a guitar, and I've been in the corner of that motherfucking French horn. Could you imagine it though? Joell.
French horn solo. Hey, you know you gotta put your hand in the bell of that French horn, man.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm concert.
Man, I've been looking. I'm gonna order that stuff for myself for Christmas.
Put your hand in the bell.
First of the year 2021. Y'all heard it here first. By the spring, I'll be playing solos with that French horn, if not sooner.
I mean, it's a beautiful sound.
And Maddox he said he's willing to teach a nigga. We training nigga, so look forward to it.
Mr. Mallow, you definitely gonna learn.
It's a very clean, crisp
Especially when you got a nigga on there that's fat. And I was one of them. It was me and this white girl. We was going to Mr. Mullen's class, and you know everybody want to play the tuba, the drums, all that. And that's when the school used to give you instruments.
They use the instrument, all the dudes run to the drums.
All that shit was going. Them niggas had the French horn. They had 2 French horns, a clarinet, and what it is, the cymbals. So I chose the French horn and found out I was the truth. I should have known because I was pretty good in baritone, but I ain't gonna count that because I was so young.
Yeah.
Crazy, that was my first instrument too, bro. In
French
5th
horn.
grade, yeah.
Hey, that's the last instrument.
Mr. Nichols switched me to trombone in 6th grade. He like, man, he said, you ever seen the French horn mouthpiece? I said, yeah, I played French horn in elementary school.
Like that big.
He said, look at your lips, man. He said, you going trombone or tuba?
Oh, that was messed up, man.
Hey, that's how I switched.
That's how I am.
But I was about.
Yeah.
I was about on trombone. That French horn was hard to play.
It was hard to play, but
He was honest with me. That 5th grade, I can't remember the 5th grade band teacher name. They at Coma, but
Coma.
evidently they
I
weren't
don't
honest.
know. But it's so funny though, but once you learn and if you serious, you unmatched.
Yeah.
Like for real, cause I'm telling you, I promise I used to get paid to play solos all the time.
Yeah.
Cause I was good. Cause anything I choose to do, I'm gonna say go all the way or just don't do it at all.
That's exactly how I feel.
And then with live music, it's almost like it's a rarity. Cause I remember we were talking about like the band and all that. The only reason why I quit playing cause I wanted to play sports. In the middle school I went to didn't have football, so the band was the other option. But now it's like nobody take
The
that
band
serious.
was sports at Pueblo.
It's true, though.
Get back up. If you enjoyed it and you were really
Play
good
the
at it, then pick it back
Sherlock,
up.
if you watching Sherlock, the dude that you said got for $186, man, I cash up you the money tomorrow. I ain't got it right now. Son, cash up me right
That way he charged you for the French horn?
Yeah, he said dude got one for sale. Cause they ain't
Oh, yeah.
expensive. I seen one on Amazon.
186. What?
Serious, it's used, but
why the 6?
I don't know why they niggas want 186. I get that with tax. I guess there's 175 with tax. And then Amazon had one for $4.99. Then I seen another one, I think, on
Let's say 200.
what is that? What's the other site? eBay for $2 something. I'm gonna order one. Showing up right for saying talk. I'm gonna order one.
That's an interesting thing, bro. Instruments, like you said, you play strings, what? And instruments. That's I ain't gonna say an odd combination, cause you know instruments are instruments, music is music. But you know if you're a student of music, you know crossing both of them up is kind of, you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say odd, but you know it's kind of exceptional, rather, to play strings and you know an instrument, especially if you're talking about multiple instruments. So what's your best instrument? What you consider your best instrument, or which one you say you play the best? Piano, all the clarinets, which one of the clarinets? I mean, you know, the guitar, violin, cello.
I was bad on that bass clarinet. I ain't gonna lie, I was.
Like
But
cello.
as far as what I would say I'm the best at, it would have to be piano.
Piano.
That was my first love as far as instruments are concerned. I played that instrument the longest, and I got to a point where I was composing my own classical pieces. And even though I don't play all those instruments anymore, I don't consider it a loss at all, because I really don't have a desire to play all of those. I do want to pick up the cello again at some point. I'm gonna buy one like you gonna do with your French horn, and I'm gonna play it again. However, I'm thankful to have that background, because I feel like it has most definitely influenced my music creating, my songwriting, and my coming up with melodies and producing and stuff, because I've had those different categories. I've been in those multiple categories. They all have influenced and created what I've heard so many people say is such a unique sound. And sometimes people even point it out. Like they'll say, I heard you do, that sounded like a classical move, or I heard those jazz chords that you did. And it's like, I wasn't even trying to. That's just what ends up showing up, because that's my background.
Look at that. You sharp. Look at that. Look at that.
Man, I swear I don't mean to be laughing.
Sharp on that. Look at that. Got that little different world braid on the side. Look at it. Yeah.
Ooh, he said, man, Benny played the cowbell. Man, I gotta stop looking at this phone, man. I swear, man. I'm up here laughing while she talking, man.
That's why you laughed. I thought you laughed because I was funny.
No. Ain't that funny about what you said. I actually take, you know what I'm saying, music on a whole different level, but this movie is okay.
Yeah, it's coming soon. So when we go to them shows, man, I'm gonna have to get somebody just strictly carry the French horn. So I'm probably get Benet. All she gonna do is be in charge of the French horn. That's it.
So he said you write your own music. How do you know what I'm saying, generate your lyrics? How do you come up with it? What brings about what you write?
So
Question from Big E too.
Okay, well, thank you, Big E.
He's so crazy, man.
So I mean, I love questions.
So don't forget too, Big E was a fullback.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh.
Look in the
okay.
paper. Just saying. Look in the paper.
So I guess contrary to popular belief, not all writers are constantly writing. You know, I think people have this impression that writers just walk around with a journal or notepad all day, every day, writing, scribbling, and some people I'm sure are like that, but that's never been me. It's like when I'm writing just for myself, I can only write when I'm moved to write. If I feel
That makes sense though.
you know, something moves me to do it or I'm inspired to do it. Otherwise, I won't write. You know, there have been periods in my time where I've gone months without writing anything just because I just didn't feel it. And so, and that's not a bad thing. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just, you know, if it hits me, I'll do it. And if it don't, then I won't. I don't like to force it. I'll say it like that. I don't like to force it.
But
Now,
you gotta come back and play with it some more.
however, though, if I'm commissioned to write something, that's different. Like, you know, if I'm writing a song for somebody, if I'm writing a poem for somebody, for a loved one, I do it for people's obituaries and stuff. Or if I'm, you know, writing papers at school when I was in school or whatever, I can excel at that too, because that's just a different, it's like my mind goes into a different frame of mind of, okay, this is something that I have to do for so-and-so or for whatever. But if it's just for me, whether it's music or poetry or just thoughts, I'll only write if I'm moved to.
Cool.
That's what's up. That's what's happening. All right, so even with the music, how did that roll into Sage Sunday? And what is Sage Sunday for the people that don't know?
Okay.
It was fun Sunday.
You was on it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Check it. It was funny. It was interesting, but it was funny.
Well, I mean, okay. So with Sage Sunday, no, it's not really connected to my music per se. What made me start Sage Sunday was I would get so frustrated with the fact that, you know how you could be on social media, somebody make a post, somebody have an opinion, and then people start commenting on that post. And next thing you know, I'm talking about it's a matter of minutes. Arguments start breaking out and debates and people getting mad, people getting cussed out, people, you know. I mean, it just turns into this, yeah, you know, and I'm like, that's so unfortunate because how are we wrong for having different opinions and viewpoints on life? We all have different backgrounds, different upbringings. Like, how is this crazy that we have different opinions?
That's why they fussing though, because unfortunately, some people think they right and don't want to hear the other side. You know what I'm saying? So by you having so many different personalities on something that you can't really identify them on, they're going to talk shit. The messy ones. To me, social media is just a place where the person who had diaries are now letting you know how they really felt.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate,
So, yeah,
though.
so, you know, because you're going to get some good comments, but you're going to get some that's like, the fuck this motherfucker said? What planet?
And to me, it's not even a matter of like good or bad comments. It's just a matter of.
It's some bad.
I mean, I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying like.
Spell one too.
Regardless, even if it's a bad comment, you know, if that's what that person wanted to say, then that's what they wanted to say, and it's just the constant backlash after people give their opinions that's what led to me wanting to create Sage Sundays. Was I wanted to create like a safe space for people to be able to come and share their thoughts about deep subjects, life subjects, topics that people don't want to talk about or topics that people talk about all the time, and it be okay to have different opinions. And not only it be okay, but people actually learn when you have different opinions without the animosity. Then it's like it creates this environment where people actually are more open to receive what somebody else is saying because they're not afraid of the repercussions that come behind it. And so I just wanted to have a place somewhere on the internet where we can have these discussions and it just be a very open and free speaking platform, and nobody has to worry about being bullied or bothered or ridiculed for having a different opinion. And everybody has different opinions on there. Everybody.
Jonah don't say Sundays.
Okay, well,
Jonah.
we'll say Sundays, the platform where people can be themselves and not be judged and all that. So even though it's Wednesday, this will be a question for Say Sunday. We're gonna bring back to today. How do you feel about the vaccine?
About who?
The vaccine.
The vaccine.
Right, yeah,
the vaccine.
Yeah, the vaccine. Yeah, the vaccine. Yeah. No, you can't call it the vaccine. It's the vaccine. It's the vaccine.
That's what you threw me off for a second.
Yeah, the vaccine.
Like, is he saying Vaseline? Oh,
Oh, we got equate.
Using Ebola.
petroleum jelly.
Yeah, petroleum jelly. But yeah. So are you or are you not gonna take the shot when it comes around? But it's a two-part question, so I'm gonna wait on you to answer.
Is it a shot? They say you're gonna stick you.
Oh, they're gonna stick the shit
How
out
else
you.
they gonna do it?
Okay.
Is there another way of
They
doing
can't
it?
put it in the capsules. Shit.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
a shot.
Nah, they gonna shoot the shit out you twice.
Mm.
Both of them 28 days apart. So you, Joell, Regal, songstress, guitar player. What's your thoughts on it? Are you gonna take it?
Okay. I'm just being straight up. No, I'm not going to take it. When it comes around, I've asked myself if I will eventually take it at some point, and to me, I have a hard time with that because the thing is, when it comes to these vaccines, they've always kind of been considered a very fragile thing, meaning it takes a lot to come up with them, it takes a long time to develop them, and a lot of trial and error before they can really administer it to people. And it's just kind of shocking to me that by this being considered like one of the worst pandemics in history, for them to have come up with this vaccine so quickly and not go through all the same protocol that they've gone through with lesser vaccines, it's just kind of suspect to me. And I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't want to get into if COVID is real or not. I believe it is real. I believe it's an actual virus that does affect people. However, the way it's being handled, and especially when it comes to this vaccine, just to me gives reason for pause before I just jump into because they're saying this and because they're saying that, then this is what we all need to do. I think, the media, a lot of times, though something can be bad, they can exaggerate things and they can take things and manipulate them. And I think it would be foolish to say that this doesn't happen. I mean, it happens. And so when it comes to the vaccine, because of just all the discrepancies and how this thing has been handled over the course of the past year, I am not one to want to dive into that.
Yeah, it's interesting though
Water.
because I'm not either for it or against it, but I feel you though. But it's been a discussion. I thought that was a fair question to ask because I hear a lot of people say they're not going to take it, right? But Sam brought up a good point a few weeks ago on Home Team Morning Show V949. Yeah, brought it up talking about saying, okay, a lot of people saying they ain't taking it, but what if your job mandated? What if they mandated to go to school? What if they mandated to fly? Mandated to get on the train, mandated to renew your license, you know what I'm saying? How do you think that will go if they even come up with that? Because right now here is it's options whether you want to take it or not. I heard a young lady in the healthcare field say they do have an option, in several jobs. But what happens when it becomes mandatory, even if you still feel like it's not safe? Do you fight the power? Or do you just submit? Well, now I think that's going to be something. I hope we don't ever have to be faced with that. Because remember on Demolition Man, they had folks stand down there with the rats, and they had folks stand up in in the world. It's almost like, of course, it's an analogy of what could happen, but hey, that was a hell of a depiction for a movie that came out in the 80s.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was on somebody's mind, wasn't it?
Yeah, or was it planned? And going back to what you were saying, the time length that it took to make it. Now, to me, I'm not just this super duper researcher, but I do read from time to time. I read a book or two, maybe 3, or at least a few chapters. And I know it's a book out called Eyes of Darkness that came out in 1981, talking about the coronavirus. Then also, too, could the vaccine be ready, because it was something that was already put together and just waiting to come out. You just waiting to see how the money was going to divvy up between the person who was going to produce it. All right? Or could it be one of those things where it's like, shit, hey, it's a plot or a plan to what we want the next phase of this human life is. It's 2020. You always seen futuristic shit, how they was going to get there with how we was living. Who thinking of this? You know what I'm saying? So it's just an interesting conversation. I just wanted to hear your take on it, because you have some folks mad about it, saying they're going to take it, y'all stupid. Then you have some folks say, motherfucker, you stupid for taking it. So, that's gonna be a battle, because all the people say they ain't gonna take it. Would they be willing to say, bro, you can have this job?
At the end of the day, for the people who feel like people who question it and call those people stupid and all that kind of stuff, it just blows my mind, because it's like people forget the very nature of the society we live in, the government that runs things historically. These have not been people we can trust. And we know this. Like, we talk about this. But for some reason, when we're faced with a crisis, it's like all that goes out the window.
Selective memory.
And I hate to hear people talk like that. And I know people talk like that. And I think it's very wrong for them to say stuff like that when we're basing this on experience.
But you got to remember though, Joell, you're a very intelligent woman, and you look further than what somebody tell you. You got to think about how some people educated. When they think about when you think about the educational system, it was meant to do just this, to not teach you or show you how to think, but show you what to think. So when people go through school, make straight A's all the way through, no knock on that, but just for an example, straight A's all the way through, all they got was you doing good, you doing fine, and you in a system that's offering you a certain thing. When you excel in that and now you make 6 figures a year, my broke ass can't tell them they wrong. Not in their eyes, because they with a bunch of people who got the same ideology. So what you saying sounds like a conspiracy theory. What I'm saying sounds like, and I think that's how they come up with that, because you got free thinkers that think outside of what's being told, that you got some that's running right on course from what's being taught to them. So they're going to have a different view on how you see it. So it's like you said about the different opinions online, I think that's where a lot of that come from. Because you got, just like with Trump, some with him, some ain't. So, it's like, it's one of those things, and I think that's the scariest part, what we facing on this earth, because it ain't gonna be hard to get our ass because we're so divided.
And that's what divides us, unfortunately, is the fact that we have different opinions and different backgrounds and different views on life. But that's the very thing that should unite us, because we need those differences. Differences are necessary. If everybody was the same and thought the same and did the same, then things wouldn't get done. Something's being neglected. So everybody has to play a different part and a different role. And when you put those roles together, that's when you can unify. That's just like a puzzle. The puzzle got different shapes, but you put those different shapes together and it creates the whole picture. And people are no different from that. So I just, if I can use this platform tonight for anything, it will be to say, stop knocking people for being different from you, because it's absolutely necessary. Yeah. And it's a waste of energy and effort and time to fight that. It's always going to be that way. We're always going to be different.
But the worst part about it, though, and this shit may sound bad, but it's meant to sound just the way it sounds. The only way people get together is when they get real fucked up. You can even go back to the civil rights movement. All them niggas wasn't cool then. There was niggas that didn't agree with King. There was niggas that didn't agree with Malcolm. And a lot of them were separated. Now, you probably didn't see the footage of it, but a lot of them were separated on a lot of those issues. A lot of them didn't want to fight at all. A lot of them was comfortable with where they were, you know what I'm saying? But when it got real bad and shit started touching close to home, it was like, all right, now we'll fight this fight. But as soon as the fight was over with, all right, my nigga, fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And they went to their selected communities and went back to their own regular lives and thought it was over with. So when you go to looking at now, when they say history repeats itself, everybody need everybody, white, black, colored, brown, green, whatever color a motherfucker want to claim. But as long as the differences are in the air, it's going to be easy to administer anything. Because all it takes is a couple of dollars to sell your ass out. That's any race, you know what I'm saying? So them differences, I hate to say it, it ain't got bad enough for us to say kumbaya
Yeah.
and sing Michael Jackson songs and shit. We ain't got that bad.
I agree. People are still comfortable. And as long as people are comfortable, and they going
Yeah. And the pandemic been tough. It's just, I think it's just being in the midst of it. It's so much happening. It's like every day is something. So it's almost like it's no time to just reflect on what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? 2020 going through here in a blur and so much happening. Then you got 2021 coming up. We quoting everything with 2020 like that's the end of it. But
Yeah.
you know this thing been carried over into a whole nother year. So
Every day is something new.
But like I said, I just like to you know, try to pull something out of this thing that's gonna be sweet, you know, cause it been tough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Been tough.
But you know, one thing about it, you know, the way I view it, it can rain 10 days straight.
Yeah.
That sun coming out.
it's going to come out.
Now, you know,
Yeah, right.
hopefully you ain't got too depressed and fucked up while it was raining.
Yeah,
but the
man.
sun gonna show back up, you know what I'm saying? So I think 2021 is gonna be what we make it, just like 2020, because even though the virus done hit, I mean, shit, ain't shit you can do. That shit here.
It's here.
So it's one of those things that, hell, nigga, don't stop working. Don't stop grinding. And, you know, and I think that, you know, talking to different people and seeing perspectives on it, I think that shit done fucked with a lot of people mentally, too. Because you see some shit that's like, the motherfucker did that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know the situation that they were in, but it done broke some people to the point of no return.
Yeah,
It have, you know what I'm saying, in all different type ways and
just
shit.
going through it, you know.
Yeah.
Out of work and losing lives, you know. Hey, there ain't no good mix, period.
No, it's not.
Yeah, man. But that's why we need people making good music.
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
bring
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
back around to you know, that like you said, this thing, life still doing this right
Still
here, you know what I'm
turning.
saying? Still turning, and we got good music and memories to reflect on, you know what I'm saying? Even after things happen, and we'd like to hear some of it tonight,
Yeah,
of
hey.
course, but you
Well,
know, I guess we're gonna get around to it.
Well, Sam took the words out of my mouth, you know, because we got to talk about that. We talked about the music, we talked about all, and then we don't want to keep you all night. But
Yeah.
one thing I know, you here, you done sit there and talk, and you speak very well. You know what I'm saying? You done say your words
Thank
and
you.
shit. Now I like to hear you on this guitar in the song.
Yeah.
Can you get at us and the people who watching right here before you leave?
Sure.
Then you can tell us all your contact information, what time say Sunday come on. You know what I'm saying? How many times you had to whoop some ass this week because somebody come wash them dishes, all that. But we want to hear you on that good talk. Can we hear it?
Sure.
Okay, well, shit, well, come on. Come on, goddammit. Hey, Amy, bring me that fresh on. Let me go ahead and get together.
So the rubber
Fresh on and a good time, that'd be fine. You can pull that off.
Oh.
But this is not a guitar. This is
You do a lot of shows.
This is a Glock.
A glass.
You do a lot of shows here in the city, Joell?
Not really, especially not this year. I haven't done a lot. I've done a few things, you know, because of COVID. It's not
Yeah.
a lot of live performances going on. And also, see, when I perform, I mainly do original music, and so I don't do a lot of covers or like cover sets or cover shows or anything like that. And so I'm very particular about where I perform and the kind of audiences that I have, because I know that it's, you know, everybody's not into original music.
right.
A lot of times people want to
They
hear
wanna hear you.
the songs that they know, and so I'm real selective about the kind of gigs that I do.
Well, have you named somewhere you performed at in the city, you know, that was notable, a notable show or a memorable place you performed? or that you like enjoy?
A big moment for me was my first time performing at the Alabama Theater and performing there in front of like 2,500 children and adults. It was
that put chills on your chest there.
I mean, that was a huge moment for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm smiling just thinking about it, and I've been able to do it now, I think 2 years there. So that's something I do every year with Birmingham Music Club. It's called the Children's Concert, and we do a concert for Birmingham City schools and surrounding school districts, and it's always a big deal, and it's a great show. And we do it in front of an orchestra, like a smaller orchestra, and yeah, it's cool. Yes, actually, there is a French horn player that's a part of the ensemble.
Yeah, I catch them next year when the Cavars Club.
That's what time it is. So, before Corona, I'm sure before the pandemic, I know you were doing shows.
Oh yeah, it was more frequently, most definitely. But I still get it in, you know. I still get it in here and there, and so it's cool. This year has been, I believe everything like has a season, and you got your ebbs and flows. And for me, certain things have kind of either been put on pause or have tremendously slowed down, but it created space for some other things to pick up. And so it's been a good balance for me, actually. I feel like, you know, everything happens for a reason, so I needed to kind of slow down a little bit in some things so I can get some other things in order, and then I'll be able to pick things back up again.
Well, that's what's up. God damn, Joell. That's all right. That's all right.
Got one question. When you in your zone, how long does it take you to complete a song, lyrics and the instrument? Start to finish.
That's a great question.
It is. I love that question. Because when I am in my zone, I can write a song in 20 minutes, from beginning to end. It doesn't take me long, period. It just flows. And I saw with somebody, I was kind of reading, I'm sorry.
No, you cool. I've been trying to stay away from eating on all that cracking and shit.
And they asked
Make
if
me look like the bad guy.
they asked if I only write when I'm in the mood. Does it make it more difficult for me to write when somebody needs me to write something?
Okay.
And the answer to that is no. It doesn't matter how long I go without writing. When it comes time for me to write, I can still...
It pours out.
Exactly. And I think the reason it's like that is I tell people all the time, my writing is my gift and music is my talent. I didn't have to be taught how to write well. It's like as soon as I was like in first grade and learned how to put sentences together, people started recognizing me for how well I wrote.
You left
so
hand?
I didn't have to.
Left hand. Right-handed? Sorry for you. Sorry for you.
And so I think that's why it doesn't matter, because there was never something I had to create in me. It was just already there. But music I had to learn how to do, but it came easy. You know, once somebody taught me how to do it and what to do, then I could pick up on it really quickly.
Language of music.
Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I can write a song in as little as 20 minutes. It just, you know, it's just, and then I come up with the progressions and the lyrics simultaneously, because I don't know, it's easier for me that way. So I can, like, you know, put my fingers down and play a chord, and then I like it, and then I'm like, okay, what's something that'll go good with that?
Okay, you start with that guitar. Yeah, you start with that guitar.
And it's like I build them back to back. I go back and forth from what's the next progression gonna be and what's the next few phrases gonna be, and that's how it happens.
That's what time it is.
That's what's happening. Versatile with them instruments. Well, we finna see in a minute. We finna see. I know it's fine.
Yeah.
I want everybody else to know how fine it is.
Well,
You ever did both of them at the same, any instruments at the same time?
Let me see.
Like Can you play any two at the same time?
Took my shirt tail.
Oh, that's not a stunt you try.
Let me tuck my shirt in.
I'm just asking because I don't know if you see the dude on Facebook and Instagram. I think he from somewhere around here close. Y'all ever seen him? What's his name? Y'all.
And he played 2 instruments at the same time?
Yeah, this dude be singing. He might have a harmonica sitting in front of him and on the piano. He doing it all at one time. I want to say he from down here somewhere. I'm gonna get his name right. Y'all two or something like that. Y'all two.
No,
I might be pronouncing it wrong. Start with a Y though. But that like I said, that's always been fascinating to me, being able to play multiple instruments. I did a little bit of strings, cello myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a year though, so I wasn't fine with them then. I probably couldn't even play a scale on them now, or a chord.
I
Ain't no
love
sense to me.
it.
But I tried strings. I wasn't coordinated enough to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That trombone was one motion, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be
True.
moving all that stuff at the same
With
time.
the strings, you got to be fingering the
Exactly.
notes and moving the bow.
That's why I didn't do that too, because you gotta, you know what I'm saying? But that trombone, it just came kind of natural.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, I was thinking, when we were talking about becoming, you were asking me, well, you were saying how much I like So Black in the Barbershop.
Yeah,
And
that song, yeah.
is that what you would want me to do? Have you ever heard me do an
man,
acoustic?
Do it. I heard you do it at a comedy show, but you hadn't done it at the podcast.
Was it acoustic at the comedy show?
You
Or did I do it to the track?
was that Mofo Head in the face
thank
here when she did
Yeah, she did.
So Black?
Yeah, So Black.
And you
then
did it
she
with
did
the
another song
acoustic
too.
guitar, right?
She did
I
another
think I
song
did
too.
So Black
Or did
to
you
a
do it
track,
off
though.
a CD?
Yeah, she did 2 songs, man.
Okay, it might have been. I love to hear it on acoustic right
You
here
said, what's
tonight,
your
though.
lip singing?
And I'm pretty sure everybody else.
She did it off the CD, so she had to be lip syncing.
She
No,
did.
she
I
did
was
lip
not
sync.
lip singing. I
You
did it
shoot.
to a track,
Nah, you can't.
a performance track.
Right now, you lying.
I'm sure she can put it on now.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
that's
CD.
I think that's the one they need to hear. 'Cause I done heard it, appreciated it, and I already like the song.
So what's the name of this song first?
So Black,
So you finna do So Black?
yes.
Okay, this song here titled So
Yeah,
Black by
check them lyrics.
Joell
If he
Regal.
want to check me,
That's right, North
Check
Side.
them
lyrics.
And
Check
Sonny
me.
Black is doing the
he
checking.
said. What you
No,
mean?
I'm talking to the audience.
Oh.
Yeah. When I said check the lyrics.
Hey, So Black.
Cause people gonna be fascinated that you playing that guitar and you know what I'm saying, and it sounding good and all that.
I'm
But
sorry. Trying to-
you right to talking on that though. You got room?
Well,
You
I
can
got
slide
room.
this out. a little bit.
Do I need to stand up and tuck my shirt tail in?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I know
You don't make
sometimes.
me nervous, man.
I can't make you nervous. Can't make you
I
nervous.
don't get nervous.
But then again, I am from the east side, so you right. Let me chill out.
I'm always nervous. It don't matter if it's 2 people or 2,000. I'm gonna be nervous. As a matter of fact, I'm probably more nervous with 2 people.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
You're a G.
Me.
Oh,
All right.
see, right when I'm about to
All
start,
right, I'm
you
through.
keep saying
I'm
something.
You just put it on me. All right, I'm be quiet. I ain't looking.
I'm gonna make you go to the bed. Okay. Black is beautiful, black is proud. Scream it out, yeah, I'll say it loud. Wear it on my sleeve as is. You know what this is. I'm black, and that's where it's at. He told me I was so black, not laced with the riff-raff. Embrace my culture, then turn an ass with a split fat. I'm guessing I'm not your ordinary hood rat, though I come from the hood and have had rats in my habitat. And while in the midst, yeah, that shit was whack, but I learned that the past on the real can scratch your back. The old pains and disdains of yesteryear are the very same reason my black ass is still here. My dad delivered this same ass with his bare hands, used the olive oil to smooth out all them kinks, man. My sister had to play nurse to help my daddy out while delivering this lady. Yeah, this baby was born in house. Excuse me, my bad. I mean our apartment. Section 8 rent over in Cedar Park, the projects. But he never knew cause he could see my mindset crowned in royalty, not the misery of a lost sect. Black is beautiful, black is proud. Scream it out, yeah, I'll say it loud. Wear it on my sleeve as it is. You know what this is. I'm black, and that's where it's at. He told me I was so black cause I embraced my heritage. He told me how much he liked the way I carried it. Got to know my culture, fell in love, and up and married it. That's why you'll never hear me say that I'm a bad bitch, but I'm the best queen that's ever left you so tempted to wanna do things that later had you repenting. I'm sorry, this body's not just for renting, neither for sale like an heirloom, you must inherit it. Passed out from the royal stars, gotta come with horns and shit. Red carpets and rose petals be worthy of having this. A young fine and mellow fella who too knows that there's so much more to love than a big ass and being black. My ass crack chew shit, but my mouthpiece spits flames, and my womb produces diamonds. Man, home one and the same. You know who I am before even knowing my name. I'm a black girl who rocks. BT, get at me, man. Black is beautiful, black is proud. Scream it out, yeah, I'll say it loud. Wear it on my sleeve as it is. You know what this is. I'm black, and that's where it's at. Alright, black is beautiful, black is proud. Scream it out, yeah, I'll say it loud. Wear it on my sleeve as it is. You know what this is. I'm black, and that's where it's at. Alright.
Okay.
Nice.
Now forget though. You snap as usual.
Rock that, rock that, rock that, rock that, rock that.
Now, the only problem I had with what you said in that song, right?
Oh Lord.
When you were talking about bad bitches now. Now my nigga Webby made a song called Bad Bitch, and that old whammy. And that's a bad bit. And that, I'm just messing with.
But let me tell you,
I'm not messing with. I'm messing with.
I just
Yeah,
said
wait
I'm
a-
not gonna call myself a bad bitch, but whatever
Can you play
floats
bad
your
bitch?
boat.
Can you play bad bitch with a good time?
No.
You can play bad bitch with a good time, but you are a genius. I know you. And that's a bad bit. And that, I'm messing with. But
I
nah,
don't
that's
say it
that's
and I don't say it.
that's fine though. That's fine though. And that's good though. Lyrically is tight. You know what I'm saying? So of course I called out that lyric because most people won't say that.
Yeah.
And that's what's up, man.
That
Well,
song
thank you.
preceded you around here, cause Benny had it in the mix like long before I ever knew it was even a local artist. So I'm like, man, who is that? That's some old Badu or something I ain't heard. I mean, not Badu, but what's her name? Lauren Hill or something I ain't heard.
Oh, before you knew it was me?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
But you know, like you said, it
Been in the mix.
been in the mix for a while.
I need to
And
collect some puppies.
tight.
Collect some
I
puppies.
think that I'm just saying that end part, if Benny had his French horn on that mother,
Oh
We're
man.
killed.
Oh, that cowbell.
The remix coming soon
That's right.
Ding, ding, ding.
with Benny Mac on the French horn.
Ain't no
That's right.
doubt.
That's right. Well, Joell, you know,
Thank
as we say, we ain't gonna hold you up long. But before you leave, though, anything you want to leave them with, and also give them your contact info, email, social media handles, or anything, so they can be able to get in touch with you if they want to
Let them
book
know
you.
where they can get that on black at.
That's right, because the
Okay.
Kavaras ain't gonna always be around. You know,
it
touring
is
when they
not.
crank back up, it's gonna be wide open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
So,
know Barbershop store. She just played that guitar and song.
That's
You
right.
feel me?
so yes, my name is Joell Regal. I keep looking at the microphone like it's the camera. My name is Joell Regal, and that is spelled Joell with no E on the end, and Regal as in royalty, not the Buick. Don't get it twisted. Don't even ask me. And basically, I'm on Facebook under the same name, Instagram, same name, no spaces, no underscores, no dashes, just Joell Regal straight across. YouTube, I do have a YouTube channel, and I have Actually, I have a music video for So Black on there, and one other song on my album, which I also have an album out. And it is called May the Words of My Hands Dance, and it is on all streaming and downloading platforms. And I also have CDs and download cards for sale, and they make great stocking stuffers. So I will hand deliver them to you. If you're out of town, I'll send it in the mail, and you get it before Christmas. So yeah, check me out. Like I said, I have a video out for So Black and for another song on my album called Promised Land. And my email address is melodicwords with an S 2012 at joellregal.com. And yeah, you can get at me there, DMs, wherever.
Okay.
So working on new music also. Hopefully I will be releasing something next year. Of course, COVID has kind of slowed a lot down, but I am, look, ain't nobody told you to sit up. How can people book me? Email is the best way. Email will always be the best way to get in touch with me. My DMs get so convoluted with a bunch of bullshit that I have to sift through all that to get to some good shit. So email me will be the best way. And yeah, I love performing. I love singing. I love sharing me. Because my music are about my life, and so get at me if you down with that kind of thing.
Melodic words.
Melodic Words 2012 at joellregal.com.
Okay, Melodic 12.
Melodic Words.
God damn it, Melodic Words 12 at joellregal.com.
Melodic Words 2012.
Okay, well, I just wanted you to say it again so they can hear it. I got it, my nigga.
Melodic Words 2012 at joellregal.com.
Boom, there it is.
I can spell it out if you want me to.
Well, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because melodic, hey.
Might trip some people up.
He's going to trip some people up. You can bet to that.
MELODICWORDS 2012 at symbol JOELLREGAL.com.
Okay. Well, that's what's happening. Well, all right, Joell Regal. It's been a pleasure. We appreciate you taking your time out this beautiful night. You know what I'm saying? To come up here and just check out me and my partner No-No's there.
And I want to thank y'all for having me.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate you coming.
Thank you
know what I'm
for
saying?
coming through, taking time out your schedule.
Yes,
We appreciate it. We
anytime.
appreciate it. But of course, there's always more to come from Barbershop Stories, the podcast. Next week, episode 63. Guess who's coming next? You won't see him till next week on, what is that? What next week be?
Episode 63.
That'll be 63 on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then also, make sure you check us out on YouTube. Just check out Barbershop Stories, and you'll see it. It's about, well, like I said, 62 episodes now. So you can check out those and lead you on up to 63. Also, check out V949 Home Team Morning Show. Make sure you check us out. We're on Monday through Friday, 6 to 10. Homer J, Drinking the Eyelash Diva, Miss Potato Head, boom, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and myself, comedic narrator, haircut, slanger, Benny Mac. Make sure you check us out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we live, we local, and we lit. So you make sure you check us out. Also, too, comedy shows, they ain't as fluent as they was, but they're still going on. Next stop, Auburn, Alabama, December the 26th and 27th. Butler, Alabama. We'll see you on the 2nd. Then, of course, we got Dothan, Alabama coming up. Then we also got Pelham, Alabama coming up. More dates coming soon. Terry and Melissa, shout out to you. We got big things coming up. We got a sitcom coming up. Got, of course, new sketches. 2021 should be promising because we're going to make it promising. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Shout out to K1, the man who filming. Shout out to Herman, he in this bitch chilling. Shout out to Sonny Black, he's the real live audience man. And shout out to Amy. Boom. Without Amy, we'll still get it done, but she's a great help. And I ain't going to even lie. She volunteered, her assistance here, and I ain't going to lie, it's very, very much well appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody too tough offer help. And just because she did that, we are going to give her plenty of hugs and high fives and shit because I ain't got no money. Shout out to Sammy No-No, you know what I'm saying? Rocking with this thing all the way till we can Get to the money, son. It's coming sooner than later. 2021 will be promising. And also go to the website at BennyMac205.com or MacManEntertainment.com or go to Facebook right here where you at right now. If you don't like it, follow it, share it on mine. YouTube, subscribe to it, and make sure you hit that little bell too so you can see when different things coming up, different material, different sketches, and of course some rare stand-up clips. You'll see that and look for a lot from 2021. And also got a comedy special with Terry and Melissa too. That's coming out January 2021. Matter of fact, we might release it on New Year's Eve so you can be at the house and won't be out there shooting that little ass pistol and all that shit, especially in East Lake. So we might release that on New Year's Eve. Yeah, they got the big old ass pistols. Cute pistols too. Bedazzled and shit, not that long. But yeah, man, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to all that. We out. Barbershop Stories, the podcast, episode 62. We'll see you next week.
Sage Sundays at 9 o'clock on Sundays.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
I ain't even say that myself.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoyed this. I want to be an audience member. I ain't never thought about that. Just coming and just sitting inside the barbershop while y'all doing this.
And talk shit.